Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Polls 2024 with me, your host, Seema Mustafa. This is As Journalists See It. Today, we have one guest from West Bengal, Joyjeet Das, who has been a journalist of 2 decades or even more standing. He started with various print newspapers, went on. The trajectory of all the journalists who have started in print is fairly similar. So we do the print, we go through from media house to media house, then we move. Some go into alternative digital media, some go into teaching. Also, many of them have gone into faculty. And Joyjeet started writing for foreign global media outlets, and then went on to found. Did you found Down to Earth? That was something that you started,
No,
and
it was
yeah,
already existing.
it was
It
existing.
was
Well,
already
you were
existing.
there. Yeah. Well, you were there, and he played a major role there at least. And now he is speaking to us about the elections in West Bengal. So, welcome, Joyjeet.
Thank you.
Tell me, West Bengal, of course, 42 Lok Sabha seats. In 2014, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power at the center, the BJP had got only 2 seats. In 2019, the BJP sprung to 18 seats with 40% share. In the assembly elections, the latest assembly elections, it didn't do as well as it expected. By projecting 18 seats, it should have got more than the 77 it got in the assembly. So we are now discussing West Bengal against this backdrop. How do you see the BJP faring now, Joyjeet?
Well, I see the BJP faring quite well even this time. Everybody expects it to remain the main challenger to the ruling Trinamool Congress. Whether it will be able to surpass its 2019 tally, which the party at the state level is claiming it's set to do, that we have to wait and watch. Uh, that will also depend on whether it will be able to retain its vote share. So, as you mentioned, 2019 saw BJP cornering around 40% vote share in West Bengal. It did go down from that in the 2021 assembly elections, but it did not go down substantially. What happened meanwhile is that Trinamool managed to increase its vote share both in 2021 in the assembly elections and after that in 2023 when we saw a large number of panchayat bodies going to polls. uh, I think it crossed the 50% mark. Trinamool Congress bagged around 51%. So on paper, now there is a wider gap between Trinamool and BJP. So it is up to the BJP to narrow down the gap, which is what it is trying to do, which it is what it claims it will do. What we are hearing over here is that they are targeting around 28 to 30 seats,
Okay.
which of course is a tall ask.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to what you have said. That Mamata Banerjee. Obviously, she's very key to West Bengal. She's the main ruling party. She's the one who's fighting the BJP most coherently, maybe, if you want to use that word with Mamata Banerjee. But the thing is that she was under attack, and she also attacked the Congress. So for a period, she seemed to be stepping out of the India bloc. And then she went back to the India bloc after I think Kejriwal was arrested, and she's now again contesting as part of the larger alliance. So in this confusion, has she gained in sympathy? Has she lost? How does it stand?
Well, for one, these elections have been a little, would I say, a little lackluster than the previous two. Uh, there is the level of uh, enthusiasm is visibly a little low than in 2021 or in 2019. Uh, that is from all sides. It's not only Mamata's party I'm talking about. It's from all sides. Uh, But yes, certain things, certain political developments in the last 3 months, uh, which have charged up the scene over here, has also, I feel, led to some sort of sympathy for Mamata Banerjee and her party. For example, uh, Trinamool is running a concerted campaign uh, where it is uh, where it is alleging that BJP is an anti-Bengal party, and at some level, even though, as I said, there is a lack of enthusiasm overall, but at some level, perhaps it has started working. Another aspect is recently you must have heard about a court judgment where a large number of teachers lost their jobs. And on the face of it, it seems that there was uh, quite a degree of corruption involved, and several of the candidates perhaps bribed their way in. But what has happened is thousands of people who who were not part of the corruption have also lost their jobs.
Right.
Initially, the BJP tried to pitch it as a corrupt government and an inefficient government at the state level, whose misgovernance has led to this. But now it has also, boomeranged on them a bit. And the question is being asked as to what happens to all the valid candidates, to the extent that even the Prime Minister yesterday had
Yeah.
to address the issue at his rally.
So that is going in her favor.
Well, I would say it is cutting
Sort of.
both
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but the BJP had expected it to go completely in its favor, but
Yeah.
now it is cutting both ways.
Okay. So that's and the Congress and her Trinamool, their sort of agreement for West Bengal is good. Is it working on the ground?
Well, the Congress has formed a proper tie-up uh, with the left front this time, and it seems to be working without much hiccups at the
Okay.
ground level. Uh, Whether it will lead to an increase in their vote percentage remains to be seen.
But they have a
Again,
tie-up with her. Or they don't have a tie-up with Mamata properly for the.
no, the Congress has a tie-up with the left front.
No, that of course it does.
Yeah, no,
Have
it
they
doesn't.
at all?
Here, it doesn't have a tie-up with Trinamool Congress. Trinamool Congress is contesting all 42 seats
Yeah.
in West Bengal.
Exactly.
One seat, of course, the Darjeeling seat, it is being backed by its allies in the hills, but the candidate is fighting on the Trinamool symbol. Uh, Congress is fighting in conjunction with the left front,
Yeah.
uh, where CPIM is contesting most of the seats. Congress, for them, the major challenge I feel will be to protect their two seats, the two that they won last
Right.
time.
So basically, the fight is between the Trinamool and the BJP, right?
Primarily between these two sides.
Okay, now I've been speaking to journalists from the other states, from Karnataka, etc., and all. Everywhere there seem to be, even from our reporters, a certain kind of undercurrents that reporters are tapping into. The undercurrents of being anti-BJP, in the sense that there is some kind of a churning, there's some kind of demonstrations, unemployment as a slogan is working, prices working, electoral bonds maybe, maybe not working to some extent, corruption is never a major issue. Do you sense any such undercurrent against the ruling party at the center in West Bengal, or is it just a very clear fight, as you have been saying?
Well, see, the BJP did win a large number of seats, but even then, Trinamool had an edge over it.
Right.
So, yes, there is an anti-incumbency against BJP, but after 10 years in governance, there is also somewhat of an anti-incumbency against Trinamool as well. That
There
said,
is, I thought she had managed to come, broken that this time.
uh, Yeah, but there still are a large number of voters who will vote against Trinamool, right? And again, going back to the Panchayat elections, that vote was split down the middle between the left Congress alliance and the BJP. So that probably doesn't look very good for BJP, but we have to keep in mind that was a local level election, and now what we are seeing is the parliamentary election. People do tend to vote differently, so we can expect some share of that vote coming back to the BJP. That said, uh, there is one more issue that you can maybe call an undercurrent, uh, which is the CAA and the NRC. There is a large degree of trepidation among a section of West Bengal's voters regarding CAA. Many of these voters would have voted for the BJP in the past, but now uh, they are confused. They are also not uh, confident because even BJP's own member of parliament, Shantanu Thakur, who is contesting from Bangaon, even he reportedly he has not applied under CA. So sort of a mixed messaging over here, maybe negative messaging, and that undercurrent may swing quite a few seats because the people who will get affected by this, they are spread over several seats, and you know that West Bengal shares a long international border with Bangladesh. People have come at different times and settled. Uh, I think many of them will vouch for the fact that it was not possible for them to bring in documents or for their previous generations to have written documents.
Right.
So there is this question among them that what happens next? Where
Right.
Mamata Banerjee has clearly taken a stand and opposed CAA, she has called it a ploy to introduce NRC and raised the question that if somebody is already a voter, where is the question of citizenship coming?
So her main issue that she is bringing on is CA and what else?
The main issue that she is using for these polls, A, is that the central government and the prime minister are anti-Bengal. She is citing the fact that the central government has stopped funds for schemes like Manrega. Uh, Second, she is citing the work of her government and her various schemes, which some of which also incorporates the concept of direct beneficiary transfer. She is also using CAA and NRC as an issue.
And job
I'm sorry. I'm
employment.
sorry. Please come again.
Sorry, there's some disturbance on this line. What about employment, jobs? Is she raising unemployment as well?
Well, she is raising it, but not to a large extent because it may also backfire on her. Because all said and done, in her tenure, in this is her third term, and it's not like the West Bengal government has been able to generate a large number of jobs. But she is highlighting the fact that several, I mean, thousands of teachers are now going to lose their jobs. In fact, for this month, I mean, for the previous month, for the month of April, she said her government is going to pay them and continue to pay them for the time being. We don't know what that means for how long such an arrangement is tenable. But yeah, she is using that plank as well. And there is her overall narrative of Bengal being a, a place where there is communal harmony, which she, is projecting herself as a protector of communal harmony, and
Yeah.
sort of projecting BJP as somebody who disrupt that.
Prime Minister Modi is still very, very charismatic, or has his charisma gone down amongst the urban class of West Bengal?
Well, I think he still has his pull, But yeah, the shine perhaps has taken a beating somewhere. This time, as I said, the enthusiasm is much less than the previous two times. That applies even for Mr. Modi, and that applies for the general BJP voters. In fact, the sort of mobilization that has happened in the recent years for Ram Navami or for Hanuman Jayanti, but well, that can also be a continuation of what we are seeing all over the country, that
Yeah.
voter turnout is low. That may be apathy, that may be complacency. Uh, well, we'll have
Well,
to, I guess, wait and watch on that.
right. Well, then, from what you have said, it is very clear that the Congress and the left are not really in the fight, can be expected to hold whatever they have. The fight is still between Trinamool and the BJP and the three.
Well, I would like to say here that the Congress and the left, in the panchayat polls, when they fought
Okay.
together, they had one more partner, which is ISF,
Yeah.
which is trying to grow its footprint in Bengal. Well, together they did manage to some sort of a comeback. But as I said, these are Lok Sabha elections. So
That's
whether they will be able to convince the same voters to vote for them in these elections remain to be seen. For CPM per se, they drew a blank last time. So even if they manage to win uh, a single seat, even that is a gain for them.
yeah,
For the
that's
Congress, at the moment, they have to focus on retaining the two that they won. One of them is Bahrampur, which is Adhir Chaudhary's seat as the leader of opposition. It is important for Congress that he wins because we remember last time in the last elections, Mallikarjun Kharge, the previous leader of opposition, had also ceded his seat. So that will not be a good message if in
yeah.
two consecutive elections, two LOPs fail to retain their seats. But beyond that, at this moment, I do not see them uh, being able to challenge BJP to become the main rival at the state level.
I said I'm not going to ask you for any predictions, and we hope that uh, we hope that the elections are completed without any violence, without too much of EVM manipulation, and as free and fair as possible. Thanks so
Yes.
much, Joyjeet, for joining us and giving us an insight into West Bengal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.